Since the 2017 coup, the political touch and go relationship between President Mnangagwa and his co-deputy Constantino Chiwenga, yes, deteriorated from a fragile alliance to an open and bitter succession battle amid a dangerous escalation last week. Sabina mashoko kubuda panguwa ino yasotoza kuti panguwa ino maties between mutungamiri wenyika na deputy wake panguwa ino zvinoda kumira zvakanaka when the ruling party ZANU-PF aiwa mazara bopoto nekusaurirana nekufungirana nekurongerana ndobo subscribe like utamba bell icon. TV on the news also mdanyira chiti the former allies who orchestrated the November 2017 military coup which ousted the late former President Robert Mugabe are now engaged in an increasingly explosive and deadly power struggle within the ruling ZANU-PF party. As detailed by Newsday last week, Chiwenga confronted Mnangagwa over succession, corruption, and demand for action at a recent explosive Politburo meeting. The Politburo K4 between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga led to an immediate backlash by the president and his political allies, including Politburo changes and escalating factionalism. The intense dispute unfolded during a Politburo meeting on 17 September, where Chiwenga presented a corruption dossier implicating several of key corruption figures and Mnangagwa allies, including multimillionaires KUTYA, Wikino Chivayo, and PSC Sakupwanya, among others. Chiwenga is said to be planning to fight back, something which will further escalate the battle. The alliance that led to the 2017 coup was built on calculated power sharing arrangement and a share of the spoils, which has since collapsed. After Chiwenga's military forces helped install Mnangagwa as president following his dismissal by Mugabe and a subsequent escape into exile in South Africa, it was widely understood the arrangement included a handover of power to Chiwenga in 2023, as the incumbent would serve one term. However, that did not happen. Instead, Mnangagwa went for a second term, and now before he could even finish it, he wants a 2-year extension of his rule to 2030 and possibly a third term, something Chiwenga would never have imagined, although Mugabe warned him about the dangers of installing the ZANU-PF strongmen in power. In the middle of the coup, Mugabe called Chiwenga through mediator former Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe Governor Gideon Gono. It encouraged him to take over power. The late fallen authoritarian confirmed this to journalists at his Borodale Blue Roof mansion on 15 March 2018, his last interviews on that day being the only ones he did after the coup. The other engagement was a press conference just before the 2018 elections, where out of bitterness, he endorsed main opposition leader Nelsonchamisa instead of his protege Mnangagwa, who had rebelled against him. When Mugabe offered to help Chiwenga take over, some say out of ethnic preference, the former army commander bowed. For Chiwenga, that proved politically naive and fatal as Mnangagwa ruthlessly consolidated power soon after coming in, withering the storm of military control following the coup. Now that Mnangagwa is fully in charge, having pegged all those who were key and influential in the coup, and now pushing to extend his rule to 2030, what happens next? Although Mnangagwa denies that he wants to extend his rule, ironically claiming to be a constitutionalist, his allies say he is behind the move. After putting Mnangagwa in power, Chiwenga is now fighting against the odds to restore military leverage, which is now slipping away. Toma developments aripo panguwa ine uchinokwa vipi Constantino Chiwenga panguwa ine zvinobva honorable panguwa ine vanhu vakunzwira tsitsi kuna general kuti general vanopa buda here apa mboto dzemafunguro enyu moti kudii pamusoro pechitiko ichi. Avhundutsa section medu dzafunguro enyu, so subscribe, like, chot on the